Hello guys, it's Saturday. Just to remind you that yes, the next video you are going to be seeing does not contain any of the reaction. Thanks to the politics in here in YouTube, so I'm not be able to post anything of the reaction of the video that I'm reacting to. So the next video on YouTube is just going to contain the presentation and of course the commentary. That's it. If you want to see the reaction, click in the description below, so it will take you to the reaction so you can enjoy it. And yeah, enjoy the video, guys. Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Wakfu episode 22 of the second season. A lot of twos in this case, but I think that is completely irrelevant. Why? Because hopefully this time we're not getting another filler episode. Because yes, after episode 20, when we discover, well, when you watch it live on the French television, and I just a few days ago, when we discover, of course, that Qilby was actually a villain, a full-fledged villain. And yes, I have been giving a lot of thought about this, and I've been reading your comments. And yes, the conclusion is, of course, that Qilby is like this, perhaps because he went crazy over time with the amount of knowledge that he maintained. Because yes, that curse that he has is that he remembers every single one of their lives. Unlike the other Eliatropes that revive, they get a fresh start. Perhaps their personalities kind of share similarities, but they start new. They do not remember the knowledge they acquire in past lives. But they can see something, and even though they saw that or they experiment something in a past life, if they experiment that again, it's exciting, it's new. For Qilby, this doesn't apply to him. So maybe, and yes, I understand now that he doesn't want to go back to his home. He just wants to keep traveling to get new experience, to always get something new from a different planet. He wants to jump from planet to planet so he can see new stuff. So you can experiment, even if he will remember, if you saw in another planet perhaps something new and exciting will be there, so he can investigate and recopilate information and all of that. And of course, in the end, just destroy the planet because he doesn't care. He lacks of empathy. So yeah, this is not just a justification for him to be a bad guy. This is an explanation, because yes, what he's doing is awful, destroying planet after planet after planet after planet just because he's bored. That doesn't make you a good person. Just because you need thrills of a new place, that doesn't make you a good person. So yes, again, comparing him to Nox, the villain of last season. Nox, yes, wanted to destroy the world in a certain point. He didn't care if he destroyed the world in a certain point. Because in his mind, if he returned in time, everything will be fixed. There will be no problem, there will be no suffering, and yes, the end, but what takes you to the end, it won't matter, because in the end, everything will go back before he even finds the Elia Cube. Therefore, nothing bad will happen. For Qilby, he's well aware that everything is going to go straight to hell because he's going to destroy everything, and he doesn't plan on reconstructing anything new above the destruction that he left. So he doesn't care. He lacks of sympathy. So yeah, Nox is a more sympathetic character, a more sympathetic villain, because yes, in the end he was a villain, a great villain, a very sympathetic one. And Qilby is just malevolent, because he doesn't care about, he lacks the empathy towards the rest of the world. Perhaps with the rest of the Eliatrope, but because he doesn't want to be alone or something along those lines. That's what I think. But yeah, and this is something I've been thinking. Yeah, that's why this intro is going to be long. I guess I'm going to put a annotation so you can know exactly when to skip to get to the reaction. But yeah, this is something I've been meditating after watching the episode a couple of times after my reaction and after my commentary. And of course, reading your own commentaries. Yes, I read them, even though I haven't answered them. Sorry about that. I'm really, really well, I don't have much time to write. I just read them and move on because I have a lot of stuff to do. I will try to change that. I'm really making that promise. I will try to make some time to answer all your comments because yes, that's going to take a while. But yes, sorry about that. Of not answering your comments, guys. But yeah, it's a lot of things to do. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm rambling way too much. So yeah, let's just figure it out if this is going to be a filler like last episode or we're really moving forward the plot this time. So anyway, yeah, let's just cut all of this and watch the next one, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 22nd episode of the second season of Wakfu. And yes, another filler episode, unfortunately. I really want to know what is going on with Qilby, with Adamai, and with the Elia Cube, and of course with Grogol. This is a very. It's kind of weird for me to be seeing a filler in this state of the animation. But anyway, yeah. We started with the episode in a very kind of grim way. Yes, at the beginning, Ruel and of course the captain are singing songs, are being very happy because yes, they're alone and they are enjoying each other's company and they are enjoying the travels. Ruel sees an island and he wants to go there. But of course, the captain said no because we're going to lose our ship or something or another. Yes, it's a kind of dangerous island. I'm gonna be 100% honest. The the title, when I saw the drawings, I thought it was kind of the Brakmar prince. No, he's just similar to him. Yeah, of course. In this case, Ruel pretends to get a heart attack, but very conveniently pointing towards the island, the boat. So yeah, I should have suspected something in this. But anyway, yeah. They arrive to the island and they go to the cemetery, which my guess is outside of this small city. And yes, we're kind of witnessing the burial of Ruel. Yes, everything is said, oh God, it's really happening. I thought for a moment that, yeah, this was really happening. In the most anticlimactic way, Ruel was going to die. I said, what the hell is going on? I had my suspicions. I was kind of doubting myself in that moment because, yes, they look silly with the glasses and everything. Yeah, everything looks silly, but when I saw Hugo, when I saw Junior, wow, this is really serious? This is really happening? Of course, no, that wasn't the case. Ruel was pretending to have a heart attack because he wanted to get some treasure from the island. And that's the only way he got the captain to agree to go to this place. He started to look for the treasure. Oh, God, seriously? And yes, Hugo is perhaps the maddest because this is not the first time he has done this. And he has fallen for that several other times. Yeah, he's very innocent. Because, yes, when Ruel doesn't want to pay for the stew, he did this crap. So yeah, Ruel is very enthusiastic, looking for the treasure, and he finds a treasure. Not the one he was looking for, but he finds a treasure. A ring. And yes, during my reaction, I said, dude, this is like the ring of power of the Lord of the Rings. The one ring to rule them all. Yes, but I guess that is on purpose. The rules that were inside that, yes, this is the ring of power, or it's supposed to be the ring of power. Because everything that happens later, yes, is very similar. Especially when Pompon puts the ring on and just use everything. Of course, in a very silly way, the way their eyes were looking. But yeah, the way it was put and all that, I was expecting to become invisible or something in that moment. But no, he was nice. Oh yes, that's a nice ring that we have in. And we discover that there is not a ghost or not a genie inside the ring. Because yes, the first thing that Amalia said, oh yes, bring me this, and this. But no, he's not a genie. and he's not a ghost. He's trapped thanks to an enchantment. In a moment, Pompon is jealous of the guy, but we see or we hear the story that he was about to marry. But in this moment, we didn't know that she was the governor or was destined to be the governor of this island, Mello. This is, of course, important to the plot later on. Everybody was jealous of him because she was the most beautiful damsel, and not only that, yeah, she was going to be the governor of this island. So that's why everybody was kind of jealous of the guy, especially his best friend, and I think it was something else, ring bearer. No, I think it's the groomsman. I think it was the groomsman. I don't remember which one of those. I kind of, perhaps, yes, it's groomsman, because I thought he was the ring bearer things because he gave the ring to them, so that's why I was kind of confused. Anyway, yeah, he gave the ring, and that's when everything goes to crap because he was trapped in the ring now as kind of a ghost, but not being actually dead. And he convinced the rest. Well, he doesn't convince them. Pompon convinced the rest because yes, Evangeline has a soft spot for this guy, for Pompon. And she said, oh, yeah. She doesn't want to help, just kind of similar of what happened with Hugo in the past. But since it's Pompon and he's kind of crying, okay, we're going to help him. That's my guess at how this came to be. They enter the city, and that's when we notice the very restrictive way of behaving. Yeah, these soldiers that have literally a seal above their heads mark everything. Yeah, some of them because yes, they need to mark it like paper so they can enter, or merchandise so yeah, they can enter. But some unnecessary things like bread, eggs, watermelons, it's ridiculous. It's seriously ridiculous and ruin several, well, fruits and food in general. We saw the town that yes, the guards are very, well, very dickish. I don't find any other way to say this. And yes, they go, and this is when we discover that the palace, a huge place. It looks enormous, like a huge pyramid, but a round pyramid. I don't know how to call it, a prison. No, it's not a prison. Well, it looks from the outside like a stadium with a very high stairs. So yeah, it's kind of weird looking, a palace like that size. And yes, the people around it is not that wealthy, let's say, especially when you break the merchandise willy-nilly. They encounter more guards that they cannot be together, more groups than more than two. But of course, Amalia being Amalia said, oh, yeah, I'm the princess of another kingdom. Show me some respect and show me the way to your governor because I'm going to have a word with him. They make fun of her. And then we see Job negotiation, Job's diplomacy. Of course, he said, I'm going to trash you. And they start to laugh, but of course, Pompon is strong and just trash them, literally trash them. One of the soldiers informed the governor that he is in danger, but he called the rest of the soldiers. And this is when we figured out that Cassie, again, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. No, let me check. I want to check if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah, I just check it, and it's Cassis, not Cassie. Yeah, we figured out that the governor now is Cassis. And he imprisoned his wife or wife-to-be inside another ring that he is wearing. He called the guards because, yes, he's not patient for this. And yes, Shu cannot do anything about, well, the situation here because, yes, for all practical uses, he's a ghost. And he calls the guards. And again, this is a very funny scene, a very action-packed scene, but a funny scene. Because yes, when the guards are called and you start to hear the music, yeah, it's very upbeat, but it sounds like a 19th anime, or from the Power Rangers or Kamen Rider, or something along those lines. And yes, the heroes are portrayed very heroic and presented, every single one of them. Evangeline, Pompon, Hugo, Amalia, Qilby. I love the presentation of Ruel, that he, during the whole time, is reading the freaking map because that is not the treasure that he wanted. And yeah, it's a very funny way that everybody very dynamic, very showing off their powers and all of that. And yeah, first far away, and then the close-ups and all of that. And Ruel is just the action-packed scene where Ruel is just reading the freaking map, but very intense reading map. Yeah, and they start to attack. Of course, they deal with the guards like they were nothing, and they succeed. And yes, another funny scene in which we saw the freaking governor going down the stairs because he wants the giant robot, and he gets the giant robot. Unfortunately, this giant robot is very strong, really seriously strong. They cannot damage it from the outside, not with swords, not with the magic arrows, not with the beam of light of Hugo. So yeah, they cannot damage the freaking robot, and they start to attack. And yes, I love the small details in the robot. That yeah, even the ornaments in the mirror. It's so ridiculous, and yes, that mirror is completely unnecessary. You weren't needed to back it up. The machine, let's say, that will be completely useless to back that thing. Anyway, yeah, yeah, they start to attack, and we saw another action scene. That every single part of this robot is kind of a seal. The legs have seals, and the belly of the robot is, well, a seal, a gigantic seal of approval. Ruel discovers something. He's completely distracted with the map again, and he discovers something that the map is reversed. That is going to be kind of important for the end. He's celebrating, but again, we're seeing that the robot is not perfect, thanks to the massive attack that did in the end. He breaks the door in below the robot, and yes, they decide that they need to attack that point. They topple down the robot thanks to the binds of Amalia, and of course Evangeline and Cleophie shoot an arrow and destroy the robot from the inside. Unfortunately, the guy is still not defeated thanks to his scepter, is the magical item that transfers the person into another body, well, into another object, and yes, make it kind of gold. So even if you have a very cheap, let's say, stone ring or stone, or hell, even literally a stone, it kind of gains the color of gold. I don't know if it transforms in gold and the spirit resides in that golden object, or is something different. But yeah, he traps Pompon in a stone. And yeah, of course, Evangeline is kind of angry. Luckily, this is not a great villain. He was defeated quite easily, and the scepter is taken away by Amalia, and he traps the villain inside of the seal that is the ornament of the robot hanging from the mirror. I thought it was going to be a little bit more complicated, and I thought the treasure that Ruel was going to find was the important part so they can return to their bodies. But no, the scepter is the only thing they need, and they go back to their normal bodies. Of course, Evangeline is the happiest because now she can hug again Pompon, and we saw the happy couple that, yes, they need to rebuild and all that. Our heroes leave town. They are happy because they succeed in their mission. And then we saw, of course, again, the wife that they need to rebuild, and she needs to be ruling the land. I thought it was going to be a benevolent ruler, that yes, everything was going to be happy. But no, we changed a tyrant for another tyrant. Yeah, the seals of approval now, you need to be happy. You need to sing 3 songs a day, and yes, you need to be having flowers everywhere, and yes, everybody needs to be happy. Very dictatorship in this case. And yes, they got rid of a dictator to have another dictator. And of course the soldiers are happy because they are still have a job. But the husband is kind of worried from what he saw in that moment. I love that comedic twist. Yes, poor people of this town, but for a comedic standpoint, that is brilliant. I wasn't expecting anything like that. We go back to the cemetery because, yes, Ruel finds now his treasure. Another chest, and he opens it. I wasn't sure what was that until it was revealed. It's a trading card. Again, this is kind of Magic the Gathering or something like that. Because, yes, they look more like Magic the Gathering cards than anything else. But it's so ridiculous. Yeah, I kind of understand. I used to play Magic and I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! A couple of years ago. Not that much nowadays. But yes, this is ridiculous to an extent. And everybody's disappointed. Yeah, this is your treasure. And they just return to the ship. Of course, Ruel is so happy because now his collection is complete. And he's so happy to have all of that with him. And that's how we end the episode. Hell, even Junior is kind of... Yeah, the look in Junior said, seriously, man, that's why you fake a heart attack? That's why you bring us to the freaking island? Anyway, yeah. Ruel is happy, and that's the end of the episode. And a few moments, of course, we saw that the octopus, or the captain, and his daughter are kind of sad because they still believe that Ruel is dead. Of course, we know that's not the case, and it's going to be fun to see the reaction in the next episode. I hope we see the reaction. Yeah, this is not a very deep episode. It's a good humor episode, a feel-good episode, but again, I was waiting for the continuation of the plot. I wanted to see what's going to happen next. I honestly have not much to say. Yeah, I found it funny, I found it entertaining, I like it. But I would love to see more of the plot, because now the plot is getting interesting and we don't have many episodes left. We have episode 23, 24, 25, and 26. We have only 4 episodes left and we're kind of leaving the plot behind, which is something I'm not enjoying that much. Hopefully it's not going to continue in season 3. I'm going to be in the middle of season 2 and then we're going to continue in season 3. It's not going to be that bad for me because yes, I can do it almost immediately. But yeah, hopefully this is not the case. I really want to see what is going to happen with Adamite, with Qilby, with Hugo when he figured out what happened with the Eliotropes, with everybody surrounding this conflict. But anyway, yeah, that's why this commentary is relatively short. Because, yeah, mostly they last until almost an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. So, yeah, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. There really wasn't much to speak about. It's a self-contained episode. It's a funny one. And yes, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I really like this episode. But, yeah, I wanted to see more about the plot. Anyway, yeah, the only thing I have to say, guys, thank you for your comments, your likes, your views, and your subscriptions. If you want to be a subscriber, click on the button for subscription and on the bell so you can get notifications. If you want to share this video, that will help me a lot more. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. So, yeah, guys, thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video. And, well, see you on the next one. Bye.